Welcome back to Block TV. It's time for Trader's Take. The crypto markets are showing green. To hear why and see where this might be headed, we are joined from New York by our very own technical analyst, Joe Saz. Hey Joe, how's it going?
Excellent, thanks. How are you, Yona?
I'm doing great, and it seems like everyone in the market's doing good. Green across the board. Can you give us your take on why you think this is so?
Yeah. Everyone who entered a long position is doing good, or everyone who was holding. A lot of people that were shorting this got wrecked. So can you see my share screen here?
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, Bitcoin, as you can see, makes a fool of us all. We had a pretty good looking trend line here. We had, kind of a nice triangle, not really specific in any direction, but we started breaking out to the upside. Now I want to draw one thing in here, and that is the resistance at like 4,200 roundabout. Here's 4,200 up here. We've kind of tested this range a number of times and we've broken down, and that's what I'm starting to see here. So I'm not extremely optimistic now that I see that we've pulled back from this 4,200 mark. Are you able to see this little zoomed in? Are you able to see the numbers on top of these candles?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one thing in addition to that that's causing me to go bearish, even though like 3 pumps isn't enough to change a market, right? But we have an inverted hammer here, and if we have about 12 hours left in this daily candle before it's resolved, or before we move on to the next one. So if we close out on an inverted hammer into a 9 sell, this is a sequential count. Once we hit 9, that's a sell indicator. So I'm seeing a lot of reasons to sell right now, and I think a lot of other people are too. So, I still think, it was great. It was awesome. I don't think I'm in denial in thinking that we're going to head back down.
Right, and so, I mean, do you think we're not going to be reaching your own margarita line right now?
No, I think we're staying dry here. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. This is pump, pump, and pump. Other than that, this market activity has been pretty meaningless, like pretty like downward trajectory here, downward trajectory here. Definitely some hope, and this pump probably inspired it. So I just don't think that, single small action, I should say, is enough to cause the market sentiment to change. I'm going to just show you something real quick here, and let's zoom out. You notice that all that upside action it happens on such small time scales. This isn't like, this one might have been a little more organic looking, but I'm not calling this straight up whale activity yet.
Can you tell the viewers what we're looking at right here?
Yeah, so this is a 15-minute chart, and what we're looking at is this is normal action right now, right? And when you're trading Bitcoin on a daily basis for, days, the market goes sideways for a couple days here, 6th, 7th, and 8th we went sideways, and then we had this humongous pump out of nowhere, right? And like, that kind of action isn't enough to change a market. It's when you start seeing, a general trend, like the general trend here, you can kind of see. Let's go like across a few bottoms here. The bottom of a number of closing candles, and here's a pretty distinctive trend line, right? And now and look, we kept going, we kept with this trend. Like, this is normal activity right now. And then like with a volatile asset like Bitcoin, here we go, we just start skyrocketing. This looks a little more organic than the first one over here, over like that first pump. Then we go sideways again with, and then we pump. So I just don't think that these pumps are saving the day. I think these pumps are just exactly that. I think they're kind of worth, noting, and it would have been great to play, but I just don't think these pumps are going to last. And on this daily chart, we were looking at a 9 sell. We're trading on an inverted hammer, and the inverted hammer is a reversal candle. Here we go. It just switched red, which means that we're trading now below the close of the previous candle. So in addition to that, we're looking at a resistance line at 4,200. We're looking at a reversal candle, and we're moving into a sell 9 indicator. This 8 is going to become a 9 pretty much no matter what.
Okay.
So
okay, and so this is Bitcoin right here. How about Ethereum? We're hearing Ethereum was also up. What's your thoughts on Ethereum?
Yeah, let me get to Ethereum here, and that is this tab. So yeah, it just crossed its 9 sell, and so here's a line that we drew a few days ago. I think that must have been Thursday. I'm expecting something, like I said, this line was going to be a continuation of this trend and then we're going to start pulling back. So here's the 9 sell. I'm expecting this line to be pretty accurate. So let's check in with this line over the weeks. This
So,
won't
so
touch. In
it's,
fact,
it's it seems like you're quite bearish on the current market. I mean, a lot of crypto traders. I mean, I've been looking especially at social media, at the crypto sphere. A lot of traders are there are celebrating this bull run. Seemingly, and it seems like they're a little bit inexperienced, a little novice, and jumping a little bit ahead of themselves based off your analysis.
yeah, I think you're right on that. I think that, that's emotion. And as a trader, you got to be stone cold. You have to take all that away. You can't be, pouring margaritas the second you get your first pump. Yeah, you could have made some money on this, and that's great. But this isn't, a market reversal. 31 is convincing for a bottom. Absolutely. Like, um, the argument can definitely strongly be made that the market has bottomed out and we're looking at continued upside action. And the thing is, though, 3 pumps isn't going to make that a reality for me. The kind of thing that I want to see, let's like look at the bear market, right? We had all this amazing technological development. You saw the Lightning Network torch. I created a node, and I'm someone that has very little technical expertise. A lot of people have done some significant things with the Lightning Network and all kinds of stuff, right? But there's nothing that specifically like institutional investment or nothing like a country hyperinflating and switching completely over to Bitcoin. There's no single big news story that's really putting Bitcoin in the minds of everyone that wants to re-enter the
Well,
space.
there's been some argument that the recent Bitcoin green run has been pushed, by exactly what you're talking about. Some pension funds are investing, big names, Jack Dorsey, the Lightning Torch. I mean, so there's been a lot of buzz that might be spurring at least the novice holder to really pump this bull run.
Well, yeah, and look at what happened. That most recent news, 80,000 Bitcoin worth of long positions was purchased on CME, and that was definitely bullish news. That probably got a lot of people excited. That sounds like institutional investors entering the space, but to me, we look at when we share charts. So when I'm sharing charts with you, we look at the relationship of shorts to longs regularly, and it doesn't actually mean much. It does tell you what the herd is thinking, but it doesn't necessarily mean much. And who am I going to trust? People that trade on crypto exchanges or people that trade on CME?
Right.
So I'm going to lean toward people that have had skin in the game for a long time. I listen to some of the people I respect in this space as traders are like Tone Bays and Tyler Jenks, and they kind of have a relationship with the asset similar to what I have. I've been watching this asset.
Right.
So I understand how it moves a little more differently than just a charter would see.
Right. And what would be your thoughts right now on XRP in this market?
Yep. So let's pop right back into share play here, and hold on. Here's XRP. I think XRP. You hear me tell. I won't hold back any punches from XRP. I think it's a. I I this. I think it's going down. I'm curious to see what the legal narrative, how that affects this. So we're looking at a reversal candle here as well. This is going to play along with the rest of the market, and I'm still expecting us to go down to this line, and I really want to see what happens when we get here. There's one thing that's really interesting about XRP. We just found out that they have something like, all right, I'm not 100% sure about this figure, but tens of thousands of bot accounts that are liking every XRP thing. And that was a report created by a friend of mine. His name is Jeff. And
But
he's
this would be affecting the buzz for XRP. Would you think that also be affecting the actual XRP price?
Yeah, well, because think about it. Once like people start, and anyone that's had the question, like because I've had debates with XRP, fans, and there a couple of them are, have a foot out the door. There a couple of them are, let's just say, researching the space and understanding why XRP is garbage. And so, those it's going to start at like a wave of momentum, right? Once those people start to lose faith in XRP, it's the traded volume is what defines the price of an asset. And even though XRP has 40 something billion tokens out there, only about 3 to 5% of the traded volume is what defines the price. So if there's that much, within that window, 3 to 5% of the people that start, the hodlers for XRP that start saying, you know what, I'm out. all it's going to take a little bit of momentum to really push this thing downhill.
Right.
And that's, with a lot of assets.
Okay, and let's finish off with the top remaining coins, EOS and Litecoin. What's your thoughts on this?
All right. So, well, my thoughts on them are, as a Bitcoin maximalist, they're both garbage. But here's EOS. I don't really have any indicators here, but I kind of like that because I want to just look at this. EOS does act a little differently. As you can see, this isn't as inverted hammer looking as those other two candles, but we are on an 8 count. And it's crazy to see the parity of this market, huh? Like everything is really moving in a synchronized pattern. So I'm the same, with this. This isn't these two moving averages, light blue, dark blue, aren't close enough to a bullish crossover. This action needs to continue, and then it'll cross over around here. So I just don't really see this moving up. And then we were also going to jump to Litecoin. Here's Litecoin. Same thing. 8 count, inverted hammer, combo 13 sell right here. We got the same thing with the moving averages. They're nowhere near touching. I'm expecting the same thing. I'm expecting downside movement in here. We're going to put this in and save it so that we can, use this as a reference again in a couple days. I'm going to save that right now. So yeah, that's my sentiment. Litecoin is not Bitcoin silver. I don't believe in redundant tech. I do believe that everything's going to be traded, and I do believe that when institutional money enters the space, I'm really curious to know what are they going to throw their money at? Is it all going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, top 10 market cap? How are they going to play it? It brings a lot of questions out. Have we hit the .com bubble phase yet, or is that yet to come? And I think it's yet to come.
Okay, thank you so much, Joe. It seems like there's a lot of bulls in the market. You're definitely giving a bearish take. You're definitely not at your margarita line. If what you're saying is true, I think a lot of those holders will be hitting their whiskey line and drinking their sorrows away. So thanks so much, Joe.
Of course. It's a pleasure, Yona.
All right, and for all of us viewers here at Block TV, make sure to check us out on all the social medias, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. See you next time.